Hello, my loves. How are you? So, we have a snow day here where I am, and the energies have been quite intense. Wondering how you're feeling. There's been a lot of different layers that seem to be thawing out. The energy of forgiveness into the self, into the connections, back to the core wound has really been coming through quite strong lately. I did do a session around that this past weekend. I posted it in the post tab, but I will drop it in the pinned comments for you. It was like a deepening into that core separation wound, and this was flushing it with forgiveness. And what has been occurring through my process, but I'm curious how you guys have been doing. What I'm seeing occurring is that a lot of the streams of the old energies connected with the heart space back through the core wound, the core separation, where maybe at one point we were not able to actually open and be able to deal with that. Like that is could be opening for some of you. I won't put it on all of you. But if you're noticing sort of emotions coming up or old thoughts coming up, again, it's always the opportunity to embody the results of who you are now. But I wanted to acknowledge this seems to be coming up with whatever we're collectively processing right now and bringing in the energy of forgiveness is acting as a soothing salve to the wound, right? Versus like where maybe it felt like a burn in the past from the flames of the initiation, and then maybe it felt like ice where it got frozen, right? And then what happens if we get a burn and we want to put ice on it? It'll numb it out. But the minute you take the ice off, the burn actually feels more intense, right? Until it starts to calm down. And so this is where the forgiveness energy is really bringing in that soothing sort of aloe energy. And it's also helping those protective mechanisms where we want to um, freeze or run or wall or resist to be able to calm down enough to be able to process whatever is unfolding. So it's sort of like not necessarily the version of who you are now, but as these pockets open up, you are gonna potentially discover aspects of you that were frozen from before. And so those feelings of wanting to run or wall may come up momentarily, not because it's you right now, but that aspect as it thaws out is still in that fight or flight energy. This is where you reparent and reprocess, hold that part of yourself to say, hey, we're good. We got this. I know how to be stable now. I know how to process these emotions. We're good. Okay. So let me know, is this some of the stuff that's been coming up for you guys? Because it's some of the themes I've been seeing, and I've had multiple conversations with others who seem to be having some versions of this applying and processing. So I'm feeling it's collective, and I'm sensing that it's part of where, again, the masculines are moving into a deeper state of their processing or thawing. And as a result, the feminines are also feeling a version of this as well. Again, it really does feel deeply into the shared space, which was like my most recent video that I did a few days ago, talking about how to navigate the shared space, not necessarily like you process your part, but just hold to allow them to process theirs. And the more that we can just be in our center without needing to do anything other than what's actually ours to do can be very powerful and beneficial. I do feel, okay, you know what? I was gonna do the shaman dream, but the animals are coming through. So let's see what wants to come through today. Whoa. It does feel like a lot of big shifting. It feels like when I look into it, it's like mid-process. There's not necessarily a lot of clarity at this time, and that's okay. It's mid-process. It feels almost like even into tomorrow and the next day, more clarity is gonna unfold. Almost like as the aloe soothes the burn, the clarity is able to come in, is what's coming forward. I'm not quite sure if this is making sense with you guys. Wow. Okay. So we have whale spirit, trust the great mystery, right? So that goes along with what I'm saying in the sense of like, there's not a lot of clarity at this moment, but it doesn't mean that there won't be later today or tomorrow on some level. Okay. It does feel that we are in a place where we have not been before. Okay. We're retrieving parts of ourself that we haven't accessed in a long time. So we're also restoring parts of ourself. But as a result of that restoration, we're coupling it with who we are now and where we're moving into, which is all brand new. Okay. And so I love that this badger spirit came in with be fearless and bold. And it's this beautiful dance of being fearlessly bold to navigate the unknown waters, to navigate this mystery and allowing yourself to hold space for all of it. And what I mean in that terms, I'm not saying you still have your standards, but in the moments or the days where everything feels like a mystery, it feels unknown, you're processing things that feel like they're ancient or old. And at the same time, you're processing them now as the version of who you are. And there's a lot of reorganization taking place within this process. My sense is that some of the energies that have been recently inspired to be reopened is allowing the light and the new energy and essence to flood in, right? Because we're growing so much, it needs more space to land. And so it's opening up other pockets to embody into. But first, we got to sort of clean it out. It's like, imagine, you buy some new clothes, but there's no closet space. So you have to go in and clean out what you don't want in the closet anymore to make room for your new stuff. Same thing with our energy, right? And so you go in, some of the stuff you're going to keep because you love it and it's meant to be there. And some of it you're going to donate, you're going to throw it away, whatever have you. Similar to what we're going into in these pockets of where we're restoring more and more of our true essence. Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm going to go into, okay. What do we got? We're going to pick a couple of what this might be bringing in. Wow. Okay. One flew in my lap. Two of cups flew in my lap. Okay. So this feels multidimensional to me. Number one, whatever is opening up and processing for you, whatever parts of yourself you are retrieving or thawing out, whatever's clearing out to make space for more and more of who you are, is allowing for deeper states of your internal union, first and foremost, right? And as this happens, it simultaneously pulls in sacred union energies in the physical. The more you're embodying your internal union into yourself, into your physical day to day, you're like landing in your full pillar that holds, and then you open and hold the space for your counterpart, your partner, your soul, whatever relationship you're wanting to have in the physical world is what you have that space open next to you for. And so even if you're in union in the physical world right now, we're all still going through this ascension and evolution process. So as you're embodying more of who you are because you're growing each day, it's also creating more space for a deeper embodiment of your sacred physical union partnership. Okay. So that is flew into my lap. So take that however you want to take that. I felt guided to get three. The cards are a little choppy, which speaks to me about whatever this pocket is that we're working in collectively. It feels a little choppy right now. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I genuinely also feel that it's going to be moved through quite swiftly. If you can just sort of open it and let it run and see it for what it is, that it's coming up because we're ready to go deeper and broader and embody more and more into those union energies. I think what I'm really sensing is I just saw this vision of us all doing it individually, but collectively as like a big sacred circle on the earth. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the next card that came was the devil. So to me, this is like where the divine masculine and feminine have been in bondage over those old beliefs, over those things that are processing out. And the Two of Cups to me is the freedom, right? It's like, look at it. It's even, they're bound to the limitations, they're bound to the belief that the power is external. But once that power comes internally, the devil just fades away and sort of becomes this angelic energy, is what's coming through. There's something more transmuting with this because look at, even as I'm speaking, my voice is going nuts right now. I did pick the Ace of Wands, which feels like a new energy coming in from source to support this, but I actually want to pull more on this devil card. I got the whole deck upside down. What do we got? What do we got? Three came. Whoa, all right. Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. This to me feels connected to that embodiment energy. When this discomfort comes up, right? What we're talking about, the mystery, the discomforts, when you can remember that this is opening up because you're ready to embody that higher energy, right? So when this would open up, our instinct would be to run, right? Survive. But how we actually transmute it is to bring the truth and the essence into it and let this dissolve out. That is what dissolves the chains. That is the message that wants to come through. So this is sort of representing the energy where you want to run from yourself, where you might want to run from the discomfort. But if you can bring the soothing energy in, it helps to resolve the chains, is what is coming through. I'm feeling this quite deeply in my system. I would love to hear from you guys if this is hitting and resonating with you and for you. These just came through as embodiment so deeply, even collectively, as just the energy of like standing in your power, knowing you're protected, opening up to everything that's meant for you, and being willing to face the emotions. And it's allowing source to send in resources. I'm gonna get a little bit more about this because this feels like resources coming in. What do we got with this? Priestess of Light. Thanks for rolling with me. Haha. I said resources, and this is the guide, the illuminated path. As you drop your true light into the shadows, into the discomforts, it's like they dissolve the chains and the pathway forward is illuminated. I know that this feels very deep. I know that whatever pocket we are collectively processing almost feels like an abyss. But I also feel because of the way that we're working together collectively, it does feel like we're going to move through this pretty swiftly. The clarity is going to come. In fact, I do feel that many of you will see clearer through the next day and into tomorrow. Okay. So just hold space, knowing that clarity is coming and you're just walking sort of through the tunnel right now, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel and it will be illuminated. You will see clearer. You just keep focusing on embodying into your truth and what you want. And wherever you feel the restriction or resistance, allow yourself to bring your own love and soothing essence into those places, bringing in the energy of forgiveness coupled with your standards. All right, my loves. I hope this was helpful. I hope it lands and makes sense for some of you, for whoever was meant to hear this, I suppose. It was just strong enough that it felt aligned to come on and share this. All right, my loves, hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll drop all my information in the pinned comment. Take care. Much love.